Welcome back to Superstarglam. Today's video is a review slash demo video as I play with the new J.Cat Fantasy Dreamland 21 eyeshadow palette. It is a kit that I picked up from Ulta. It is called the Eyes on the Price kit, and it states that it is the perfect school kit that includes all the essentials you need to rock your day. The little set came with a mascara, a liquid eyeliner, and a eyeshadow base in the shade Nude. And I am using all of the products in this look today. So if you're interested to see me trying out this little kit, then keep watching. Also, stay tuned for my final thoughts and review as well as the swatches. So the set comes with the lengthening mascara, the Rock Glitz liquid liner, all about that base nude shadow primer, and of course the palette, the Take Me Away Fantasy Dreamland 21 eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the shadow primer. I'm really liking the coverage that this primer is giving me. So if it prevents creasing, then I know for sure I'm gonna love this, because it's super creamy and blendable and it gives me a nice base. I'm not gonna set it, I'm just gonna go in with the colors from the palette. I'm taking Inner Child to the brow bone. That's a nice opaque cream shade. I'm gonna take Dazzle and apply that to the crease. I'm gonna take that Dazzle shade in a fluffier brush because I want this to be blown out on the crease as my transition shade. And I'm taking Wanderlust. It's more of a warm brown shade. I'm going to apply this to the outside crease, and then whatever is left over I'm going to go into the inner. Now I'm going to take the shade Daydream and I'm going to apply that just a little bit lower than the crease, but right in the inner portion. This shade is not as pigmented as it looks in the pan. I'm gonna go with a brush that's more for packing and see if I get more pigment. Just a little bit, but not much. I'm gonna go in with Hero and I'm gonna apply that with that same brush. So this is more like what I was thinking that other shade was gonna be. So this one is a little bit more pigmented, but yet it's still lighter than what it looks like on the pan. Gonna go in with no more product, just buffing out the edges. And I'm gonna go in with Legend, which is a little bit darker. Okay, so this color is darker, but again, not as dark as in the pan. They're a little bit more muted. I am trying to use as many colors as I can to see how well they blend together, layering colors. So far I'm not too sure. I'm taking that fluffy brush and I'm going in with Wanderlust to blend out the outside corner. Then taking Daydream on the fluffy brush, I'm just going to bring it and blend out the inner corner. Actually, I'm going to take Hero. I'm taking that fluffy brush and just going over the edges. I don't know how this is translating on camera, but I wish it was a little bit more pigmented than what it's giving me. I'm gonna wet my brush with Fix Plus and then go in with the shade Everlasting, and I'm gonna apply that to the lid. Okay, the metallics are way better. That is super nice and such a pretty color. It's like it looks pink on the pan, but it has like a gold shift to it. Okay, I want to deepen the outside crease, so I'm gonna take the deepest shade in here, which is that like black shade. It's called Lost Key, and I'm gonna apply this and stamping it on, just going over those edges. And I'm gonna go in with Legend to blend that out. Gonna go in with Hero just to bring it in this corner, and taking that fluffy brush, no more product, and just going over the edges. I'm gonna go in with a pencil brush with Legend because I want to buff out that black shade. Looks too harsh. And take the bigger brush and go over the edges again. I want to go over with that shade Everlasting just to smooth out the inner. Okay, I want to use more metallic, so I'm going to take this angled brush. I'm going to wet it. I'm going to take Neverland. It's like this raspberry shade, and I'm going to apply it kind of like a liner. And I'm going to take it on a even smaller eyeliner brush and go in the inner portion. Okay, the shimmers are so good, you don't even need to wet your brush. This one also has this like shift to it, like it has like a gold shift. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the liner it came with. It's the Rock Glitz Diamond Dazzle liquid liner. It says it's high impact liquid liner that provides precise matte black. Liner dries naturally and does not flake, and it's great to use for creative and unique looks. So let's try it out. Okay, this is what the liner looks like. It's actually pretty black, and the felt tip was nice. You know, you could really get a sharp line with this liner. Okay, almost forgot the mascara. This is what the brush looks like. Okay, so far I'm really liking it because the formula is not too wet. I don't like a mascara with when the formula is too wet. I usually wait for it to dry a little bit before I use it. So I like that this one's not too wet. And the brush is actually working really good in separating my lashes. I don't know if you can see. So it's obviously not giving me a lot of volume, but it is giving me length. It's separating my lashes, and there's no problem with going in with more product. It doesn't clump up. This is the type of mascara that I would wear on a daily when I don't have anything on my eyes, or almost like no makeup days. This was really good. I'm like actually surprised. Okay, I'm gonna take this Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes in 25L. It's just a brown pencil. I'm gonna line my waterline. I don't always line my waterline, so my eyes are watering now. So the next color I'm gonna apply it in the lower lash line is the color Wild Beast. In the inside corner, right here, I'm gonna apply 3 wishes. I'm gonna go in with Wanderlust and apply that to blend that out, the edges. I'm gonna take Floating Lights to that inner corner. I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit to the brow bone. So this is a completed look using the whole set from the Eyes on the Prize kit from J.Cat Beauty. The whole kit retailed for $20.99, which is definitely not a bad price considering that it came in with so many other items like the eyeshadow base, the mascara, and the liquid eyeliner, which I surprisingly liked all 3 of them. The eyeshadow primer, I love the fact that besides the fact that it was a creamier consistency than what I usually use, which is the MAC paint pot, it was in the shade Nude, which is what I like the paint pot for, that creates a really even canvas on my eye. So far I don't notice any creasing or anything like that, so it's for me a really good primer. The liquid eyeliner, another surprise. It is truly a really black matte color. I really liked it. Easy for me to wing out and create a really sharp wing. I think it's more like a brush tip. And another surprise was the mascara. I really liked the consistency. It's not a typical mascara that I gear towards in terms of like everyday use. Most of my mascaras that I love are both volumizing and lengthening, but I really like the formula. The formula wasn't too wet. It was a thicker consistency, but it was a good enough product to give me the length, and the brush actually separated my lashes, which I really did like. And again, as I mentioned before, I think this would definitely be a mascara that I can wear like more on my natural no makeup days. As far as the palette goes, so let's start off with the cons. This particular palette has more of a muted tone. It has more like on the mauve and berry tones. Swatching the shadows looked promising, but once I applied them to the eye, I was not impressed, and nor was I very happy. A lot of these shadows, and I'm only referring to the matte shades, they were hit or miss. Some of them I didn't get to play with all of them, but the most of the colors I did play with, I was underwhelmed just because there wasn't enough pigment on the product. Like, I was really expecting the shades to be true to the pan color, but once applied to the color or the eye, they weren't as pigmented. That's a con for me. I think if you're not as comfortable playing with shadows and colors, I think that you would probably like that consistency, that it's not too pigmented and that you could build it up. I just couldn't build it up to what I was really wanting it to be. It was just, again, very muted. Once I blended out all the other colors on my crease, it just ended up being one color in mix. I do want to say that it does blend out. There was no patchiness or any harsh lines. Everything blended out very good. I really like that, what is it called, that cream shade, the Inner Child, for the brow bone. I think that lately a lot of palettes that come with an array of shades don't really have like a true creamy brow bone shade, which is usually what I'm missing. But so I can appreciate that they actually included it in this palette. But I do have to say the pros was that I was very, very impressed with the shimmer shades. The shimmers were actually really metallic, really creamy. They weren't powdery at all, and there was really no need to wet your brush. They really are true to the shade, and they're buildable. There's some shimmer shades that when you apply them on and then you try to intensify it or add more pigment, it starts kind of like adding like a layer. It looks like a layer on the eye, and then it crumbles up. These don't do that at all. These are totally blendable and buildable. So the more I was packing on the eye, it was blending out smoothly. So I really, really did love these shimmers. I would totally just get this just for these shimmers. These are shades that we have seen though that they're not unique, and you probably do have in your collection if you are a makeup enthusiast like I am. But I am excited to check out the other palettes that they have, because again, I was really, really impressed with these shimmer shades from this palette. I think if anything, the shimmer shades was what made this look come together and pretty much saved it for me, because it wasn't going very well with the mattes. But I feel like this is a really neat little kit that you can get for the price, 20 bucks, and it includes all this. I think it's definitely worth it. Again, even if the mattes weren't as pigmented as I would have wanted, I can definitely see me creating more like natural looks with the matte shades and using the shimmer shades to create the drastic and more looks that I love to create. So just to wrap it up, the final verdict is that I actually really did enjoy it. The mattes not being as pigmented as I would have wanted didn't steer away from the fact that this whole kit had a very good amount of products that I really did enjoy using and that I will definitely be using in the future. I think that it was worth it and I would totally recommend it. So I really hope that you enjoyed this review and demo video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.